What's up, guys? I hope you're having an amazing day. I want to drop this really cool idea on you. Now, people have been doing this to create massive success in their life for many, many years to paint the life of the dreams. And really, it comes down to getting crystal clear with what you want your life to look like so that your brain can actually start making it happen. Your brain does not work in generalities. If you say, I want to look good or I want to be in shape, that doesn't cut it. You have to get crystal clear. What do you want your abs to look like? What do you want your chest to look like? What do you want your arms to look like? Then you can start chiseling day by day in the gym to make that a reality. And then stop worrying about the scale, but look at what the picture in the mirror looks like, because that's ultimately what your brain is painting. Okay, that's the canvas. Now, again, what do you want your house to look like? Do you just want a pretty house, or do you absolutely know what the color of the paint's going to be? Do you know what the front door is going to look like, guys? Do you know what the flooring is going to look like on the inside? Do you know what kind of kitchen you want? Do you have a big island, or do you not have an island? Do you have a giant sink so that when the dishes pile up, it doesn't make a big difference? What do you want specifically? What do you want the moldings to look like? What color's the paint going to be on the inside? Do you want a big master bedroom with a bathroom in there with a walk-in shower, or do you want a tub? Do you want two vanities? Do you just want one? I'm sorry, do you want two sinks or just one? Now you can start to go to work on that creating of the beautiful house that you want, the creation of the dream house. What do you want your relationship to look like with your spouse? Do you want it to be one where you talk and you're open and you have vulnerability and you read the Bible together, you read books together, or do you want it to be closed off? Do you want a lot of friendships? What do you want to do business wise? Do you want your own business, or do you enjoy working for someone? Do you want to build something of your own? And what does that look like? What exactly do you want the business to look like? What is the inside going to look like? What is the outside going to look like? I remember when I looked at my business, Relentless Chiropractic, it was a vision in my mind, but now it's real. Everything that I envisioned for that practice, with a couple of differences because my wife helped me with the design part, but a lot of it is exactly what I had pictured for so many years. And if I had pictured something different, maybe it would have looked different, because now I'm at the point where my perfect vision of my practice looks different, and that's okay. But I got what I wanted with what I understood that I wanted. Does that make sense? And how do you make this happen? Well, you make this happen by sitting down with a pen and paper. There's no better way. You divide it up into 4 quadrants: personal, business, relationships, and fitness. So I say personal, meaning like, what do you want your personal life to look like? What do you want your relationships to look like? What do you want business to look like? And what do you want your fitness to look like? And you start writing down everything that you want in crystal clear detail. And then you come back the next day and you write it out again. What do you want in crystal clear detail? Maybe you read what you should be reading, what you wrote the day before, adding to it, taking away. And you dial it in day by day. And you get so crystal clear about what this looks like that there's no way you can't get it. There's no way you can't win. But when I hear some of my friends that are just saying, okay, I want this or I want that out of life, I want to get in shape. I had a buddy say, I want to get in good shape. So I'm gonna start eating better, and I'm gonna drink less. And I'm like, dude, those are. And then he added, I'm gonna get to the gym a little bit more, and then I'm gonna start out by walking, just so I can ease my way into it. And all I heard was just, this is gonna fail. I'm gonna take as little amount of effort as possible to make what I say is important to me come true. And as soon as he said that, I said, listen, you're going to have to get really clear on at least one of those things. I said, so I started asking him questions. He said he's going to eat better. I said, okay, what kinds of things are you going to eat? He kind of looked at me and said, well, like healthier foods. And I said, okay, well, what does that look like to you? It doesn't matter what I think. All that matters is what that looks like to him, because ultimately I could give him a list of things, and that's fine, but that's not going to be good. You don't want that. Ultimately, I wanted it to be what he wants. So what does that look like to you? I said, what kind of foods is that going to be? Didn't really have an answer. He actually started getting a little agitated at this point that I was asking him these questions, and I just kind of laughed. I said, I'm just trying to make sure you get there. And I said, so you said you want to walk. Well, how far are you going to walk? What's day one going to look like? And he kind of said, well, I figured I'd start off with a mile. And I said, okay. What's day 2 going to look like? I'll probably do another mile. Okay, perfect. What about day 3? Are you going to walk? Are you going to rest? Are you going to, stretch? Are you going to do any weights, anything like that? Like what other types of things can you do to improve your fitness that outside of walking? They didn't really have any answers for me. And I was like, okay, no big deal. Not that I'm right, not that I'm wrong, not that I'm better. I'm just trying to see, okay, how much thought have you given this? How clear are you on your path? Okay, that's all. And I started asking, okay, you said you wanted to go to the gym more. How often are you going now? Well, with kids and this and that, I haven't been going as often. I said, okay, how often are you going now? And he said, well, maybe once or twice a week. I said, well, is it once or is it twice? And he goes, well, some weeks it's different. I said, okay, so let's just say twice on a good week. He said, yeah. I said, okay, how much more are you going to go? One more day, 2 more days? And he said, dude, why are you asking me these questions? It's like, because I want you to get there. And I started laughing. I said, I'm not trying to be a dick. I just want you to understand that everything you told me was so general. There is so much room for interpretation for your brain as to what was good and what was a successful week. You want to walk more. Okay, I could take 2 steps past a mile and then I walked more. I could take 2 steps today that I didn't take yesterday, and that's what's more. And that's great, but it's not, is it ultimately going to give you the body that you want or the fitness level that you want if you just do more? What about 1 more than 12? I'm a big fan of the power of 1 more, but you have to have a vision of what good enough is, right? So if 10 reps is good, do 1 more, that's 11, great. That'll add up a lot over time. So more is great, but have a clear understanding of what more is. I'm doing 12 because I've been doing 8. Perfect. That is perfect. 8's been doing all right, but I feel like I could do better. I'm gonna do 15. Sick. Great. Or if I'm gonna do 9 just to see what 1 more rep does. Great. That is excellent. I'm gonna take a quarter mile more per day until I feel like my body hurt, until I feel like I just can't do that. Like that next day it feels like I'm too sore or I feel like my hips are hurting. Great. Good idea, because now you have a parameter for what you're going to do. It's okay. I'm going to walk a mile a day for the first 4 days. And then on that 5th day, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to do some stretching. I'm going to do some resistance training. And then the 6th day, I'm going to go and I'm going to do a mile and a quarter. And I'm going to do a mile and a quarter for a few days, as long as my body feels okay, as long as I don't have any pains or aches or anything like that. As soon as I'm walking a mile and a quarter or getting close to that quarter, and it's starting to hurt or I'm having twinges, okay, maybe I need to stop and scale back. Or that just means stay at a mile and a quarter for a little while before you go to a mile and a half. Don't be stupid with your goals. But once you're clear, now you know what your parameters are. Now you know where you can go, where you shouldn't go. But just saying I'm going to walk more and more often, well, like, shoot, there's a lot of room for error. There's a lot of room for you to miss. So, and there's also a lot of room for you to say, oh, I did it. Well, are we after just feeling good about ourselves, or are we after trying to make a change? And that's where we have to get real clear. I want to walk every single day because I just want to clear my mind. Okay, well, that could be 5 minutes. It could be 10 minutes. It could be 1 minute. That's where I'm okay with a little bit more generality. What's the goal? Is the goal physical fitness, or is the goal just to clear your mind? And in that case, walk as far as you feel like you need to that day just to clear the mind. As long as the goal is happening, great. So then he said, I'm going to get to the gym more. I'm going to eat better. And I said, well, what are you eating now? And again, we kind of got back into that one. And he said, I'll spare you the details of the diet stuff. But all I tried to get across to him was that by saying I'm going to do more, I'm going to do this more often, those are very general statements. And I said, do you really have a clear picture for what it is that you want your body to look like? Because once you do, man, you're unstoppable. And you're going to be a lot more likely to reach that goal when you know exactly what it is that you're looking for. Each time you wake up in the morning, you're going to be more excited to go to the gym because you know what that vision looks like. You know what future Sean looks like, or future Josh looks like, compared to, and Josh is an arbitrary name, I promise. But I know what future Sean looks like compared to what today Sean looks like, and I know what I need to do in order to get there, right? Just getting my butt out of bed, getting in the gym is going to be better than me not, which is okay. That's again, where is your goal, right? But I think it's important because now I have a little bit more clear understanding of what I want my body to look like for the first time in a long time. I've just wanted to be healthy and be moving. I didn't really have a metric for what I wanted my physical fitness to look like. And that was okay for me because I had a lot of other metrics for what I wanted my business to look like, what I wanted my home life to look like, what did I want my team to look like, what did I want my friendships to look like. You know, there was more going on in terms of what my goals were, and I didn't care so much about what my body looked like. But now I am getting a little bit better handle on some of the other things, so now my body does become more important to me. So I'm going to be doing a lot more of the vision casting in that regard, and I already have, and I've already felt better and already feeling stronger, and I'm already looking closer to where I want to be in the future. I have a vision of myself because when I was there, I remember how I got there, right? It's something I've already attained, so it's not as hard for me now. I know exactly what it looks like in the mirror. I've seen it. I've seen that, Sean, and I know he's possible. Yes, I'm older, but that's okay. That's okay. I'll get there. It's day by day I'm taking those steps, but day by day it's getting easier to take those steps because now I'm clear. When you're just floating around with no clarity, it's so hard to take the action steps to get better. Well, now that I know that this is something I want to do, I want a podcast, I want to be able to share my message with people. I want to be able to be a leader, someone that can do coaching and get on calls with a team and with a business owner and help lift their reality, help lift them beyond what they're doing today, to get them more growth, to get them more money, more clients, more clout, whatever it is they want, to set their family up on a new path, right? To get them out of that 9-to-5 job and get them into an entrepreneurial life. That's my goal. I want to help people in a big way like that. Now I know, okay, I got to be spending more time in here. Okay, so what does that look like? Well, I want to have a podcast where I'm doing my own show. I want to have video content that people can look at. I want to be producing one a week. I want to have interviews of people that I can bring onto the show that are going to help further the conversation that might relate to another person that I might not have reached. That's really important to me. So I'm getting, okay, so how do I get more people on the show? Well, I could just be calling them and texting them and trying to get, okay, well, that's going to be really hectic. I don't want my life to look like that. So I said, all right, I'm going to get a Calendly app that I can just send to people that I want to have on the show. They pick a time based on what I'm available, and we do it. And guess what? It's happening. It's filling up. And that's really cool now. And there's more to change. There's more to do and more to grow. But now I know, okay, this is something I want to do for people. I want to be able to input into others. Well, how am I going to input? How am I going to output if I'm not doing enough input? So now I know I got to get more clear about, okay, how much input am I going to do into myself to make sure I can overflow or output onto others? So I'm reading more. I'm getting back into the Bible. I'm getting more confident and more excited about reading the Bible because I'm like, wow, I know that if I get more clear about what God says about life and what I should be doing, I'm going to be able to offer more to other people. And so when I get more clear about what other people are saying about success and about real estate and about finances and about handling their day in the fitness world and about scheduling out their day to be more productive, when I start learning more of that for myself and input, now my output gets that much more powerful. And so that's where I'm okay. Now I can get really clear and I can get more revved up about the idea of reading a book for 30 minutes a day. Whereas before I didn't really have a clear idea of where I was going with it. So why would I read the book? I'd rather just watch TV. It's easier for me. I can let my mind relax. Reading a book for me isn't as relaxing. I think it's just turning my mind off and watching TV. However, watching TV doesn't pour into me in the way that I can pour out to you guys. And so now I'm reading books more because it's making more sense. I'm getting there. And that's that. I'm just kind of sharing you some of my progression throughout this process, guys, but it can look different for you. I just want to give you tangible ideas. So whatever it is that you're trying to do in life, just get clear. If you need help getting clear, you can find me at the Dr. Sean Ostrowski on Instagram. You can message me there. You can message me on my email, which is drsean@relentlessgeorgia.com. That is all spelled out. So it's DRSEAN at RELENTLESS Georgia, all spelled out.com. You can email me there with your questions. Or you can just comment your questions, things you might want to know, things I can cover in future videos, guys. I hope you subscribe to this YouTube channel. I hope you subscribe and follow my podcast, the Live Relentless Podcast. We're bringing content just like this for you guys. I'm not a millionaire yet. I will be. one day. I promise you that. Anybody who knows me knows I will be. 2 years into business already, and we've already hit that $1 million mark. I'm sorry, a year and a half into business. And our first full year, we came so close. This year, we're already on track to do much better than that. And that's not because I'm getting lucky. I've been blessed, but I'm not lucky. I've been applying the blessings that have been bestowed upon me, meaning good friends, good people around me that pour into me, but I'm utilizing it. It's not enough to just blankly suck in but never utilize. Okay, if you're a sponge but you never use it, it doesn't matter. So I have a lot to offer. I have a lot to give. I'm excited to give. And again, it's all free. I just want to be here to be a light, a beacon, someone you can look to if you need help. I'm a normal guy, right? I'm just a guy that grew up in a normal home. My parents didn't have a lot. I didn't have a lot. I just have a drive to do something and to be more. Mediocre isn't enough. And so we're going to break into a concept on my next video where we talk a little bit more about what does it look like to be the ideal version of yourself, and how do you paint that? How do you make that happen? And what should your vision look like for that? Guys, I hope this was helpful. Again, like the YouTube, subscribe it, share it if you found this valuable. You guys have an awesome day.